Cricut's 2x2 card mat is the answer for us with larger machines to be able to just as easily make cards as those of you that have Cricut Joys. There are a few important things that you need to know when learning how to use the Cricut 2x2 card mat, and I'm going to cover them today. My name is Kelly, and let's get clacking. Now in Cricut Design Space, under Projects, what you can very easily do is to search under all projects for cards, and then you'll see all of the amazing cards that you can use. Once you have chosen the card that you want to make, I'm going to make a watercolor card. You can click Customize to add the card to your canvas if you want to make more than one design, or if you just want the one design, you can click Make It. Now, the next important thing that we need to remember to change is the material load type. Instead of selecting on a mat, we need to select on card mat. Now, because our design space is set to our Maker 3, so this will work for any of the Explore or Maker machines, you will just need to remember to change the setting to on a card mat. And then you will need to make sure to match the material size to the size of the card that you are going to be using. So because I'm going to be using the S40 cards, the watercolor cards, I'm going to make sure to change that to the S40 size. So what it will do is it will automatically resize the card on your card mat, as well as center it. So if you don't have it centered, then it won't line up correctly on your mat. You can, of course, move the design around. So if you want it rather in the top left-hand corner or the bottom right-hand corner, it's totally up to you. If you have moved it and you now want it back in the middle, you can then just simply change the card type to something else and then change it back to S40. If you want 4 of these types of cards, maybe you're making a few cards in bulk, you can then just change the project copies to 4, and then it will automatically put the same design on all 4 card slots for you. So you won't have to worry about positioning anything anywhere, as Cricut Design Space will do it for you automatically. I'm only going to make one, and I'm going to click Apply. Now I'm going to click Continue, and then we're going to select the type of card that we're going to be working with. So I'm going to browse all materials and search for the watercolor paper. So I'm going to select watercolor cards and click Done. And now we're going to head on over to the machine so we can follow the steps on exactly how to set it up. Now with the card mat, there are 2 strips that go all the way down the side that you will need to remove to be able to make your cards, very much like the protective sheeting on your normal cutting mat. So I'm going to remove these, but what I have actually done is I have cut my strips in half. For all of those times where you want to make only 1 or 2 cards, if you cut the strip in half, you only need to remove one section, so you can then just place one card onto your mat and not have to have any of the others exposed. So we're going to take our watercolor card, and just like the Cricut Joy mats, what this card mat has, it has an extra flap. So what happens is you open up the card and you fit the one side of the card underneath that flap. And then the top side of the card will then stick down to the top part. And you want to get it as high to the top and as tight to the edge as you can. And then we're going to press that down so that it sticks down and stays secure. And as we are only making one card, that is all the prep that we need. So we can now head over to the machine and load it up. Now, these 4 little white things on your silver roller are called your star rollers. And what you need to do is you need to push them all the way to the side of your machine. You may have a little bit of difficulty pushing them. That's totally normal. I've moved mine a few times, so they're a little bit looser. And once you have moved them all the way to the side, we are going to load up our mat and load it into the machine. Make sure that your fine point blade is in the machine. So we're going to open up the clamp, remove our rotary blade, and insert our fine point. Now it doesn't matter what blade we have in the machine because we're not going to be cutting anything. but we will need to make sure that we are loading the watercolor pen into our machine. So take our pen, load it into the pen slot. I like to hold my finger underneath the pen clamp just to stabilize it, and press down until you hear a click. So once you can see the little picture has disappeared, you know that the pen has been inserted correctly, and we can now close the clamp and press play. And it will now start drawing for us, so we can just watch it draw, and then all the fun happens at the end. Once it has finished cutting or drawing or any combination thereof, you can unload it and unload your card from the mat. So in order to easily unload this from the mat, I tend to flip them over. And as always, peel the mats away from whatever it is that you're cutting. And depending on what card design you've chosen, you probably might be done. If you have cut bits on your card, I would definitely suggest using an XL scraper to get all of those bits off the sticky mat. These things really help. And we can place our mat protector back on. These mat protectors are very nice because it has a matte side and then it has a shiny side. So the shiny side actually goes down onto the sticky part, so we know exactly which side is which I absolutely love. Now, if you're interested in also knowing how to do some advanced card making techniques, check out this video here on the screen. Subscribe for more Cricut tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon.